Good day, everyone. I'm Misuki.
And it's Paper Ninja here.
For this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 tips for starting a Lunatic playthrough in Fantasy Maiden Wars Complete Box. Lunatic is the highest difficulty rating available in the game that not only buffs the enemy's stats and abilities, but also changes their behaviors and formation. These changes prove a big difficulty jump if you're coming from hard, especially from normal plus or lower. These tips should help you in overcoming the Lunatic difficulty both in New Game and New Game Plus. So let's begin. Tip 5. Take advantage of terrain. Terrain is one of the sexiest mechanics available in the game. It gives you a massive benefit that not using it can potentially end your run, especially at the start of the game in Lunatic difficulty. What does terrain exactly do though? Terrain changes your defense and evasion depending on what kind of terrain it is. There are special kinds of terrain that can also affect your movement and even heal your HP and MP. For example, landing on the Hakore Shrine increases defense while also giving 10% regen to your HP and MP. Conversely, certain terrain can also decrease your evasion and defense, such as the stairs leading up to the Hakore Shrine here. Keep an eye for terrain that are beneficial for you, as they can be incredibly impactful and increases your chances of overall success. And remember, your enemies will also use terrain, so you should too. Tip 4. Maximize the usage of the luck and blessing spirits. Since Lunatic reduces the number of resources you can get, you're pretty much going to end up in internal poverty for upgrading, just like Reimu in the main series. While upgrades don't cost more, and there are more enemies in Lunatic, the amount you earn is actually reduced. To counteract this, using the Spirit's Blessing and Luck on major enemies and bosses when they're about to be defeated is an excellent way to help bolster your funds to upgrade your character. Most upgrades means more survivability and overall damage. Still, you need to manage your SP wisely, as Luck and Blessing are fairly expensive, usually costing 40 SP for the most supportive characters.
Tip 3. Use spirits during the combat forecast. Starting on hard and Lunatic, enemies will start trying to evade or defend depending on the situation. If your attack outranges them, then they'll try and evade the attack. If an attack would kill them, then they'll either try to evade or defend. In most cases, they'll evade first, significantly lowering your accuracy. So you'll likely try to use bullseye/strike, or focus to hit them, then attack. If you do that, the enemy swaps to defending, which is just as bad, especially if it's a boss. To counter this, you'll want to use your spirits during the combat forecast to prevent the enemy from swapping their action, since they don't dynamically change their move during combat forecast. You can see that even though I use bullseye/strike, the enemy hasn't changed their action, so I can do maximum damage. A good portion of the time, this can be the key difference between taking out a spell card or leaving the enemy with less than 1k HP left. Taking full advantage of this, as maximizing damage is essential in Lunatic.
Tip 2. Know who you're going to use.
Lunatic is a difficulty where you really don't want to be trying out characters for the first time without some kind of plan. Unless you're doing a challenge run or testing out a character, it's typically a good idea to have a plan on who you're going to use and how you're going to build them.
Try to pick out characters from the start, or preserve resources for characters you want to use later on. Focus on a few combat characters, primarily to help you throughout the game in terms of damage. Spreading resources too thin, while possible at the start of the game, will get you killed later on, causing a lot of resets and even getting stuck midway through the game. Support characters such as the Yusei and Lily White are essential and are always must-filled, as they have access to spirits such as Blessing, Luck, and Trust, and provides healing to all of your other characters. Additionally, they do not require PP to function, unlike combat characters such as the protagonists Reimu and Marisa, making them incredibly good at all stages of the game.
In the early game, you'll have to use everyone since your access to characters is limited. However, when reaching the later parts, be prepared to bench characters who you know you won't use and focus on your chosen characters to dedicate most of your resources to in order to help carry you to the endgame. Lunatic is typically not a difficulty that you can be flexible with resources if you're new to it.
Characters that are incredibly strong and worth building in terms of combat are the protagonists Reimu and Marisa. There are other characters to consider as well, such as Yomu and Sakuya, and even the Aki sisters themselves. For support, you have characters such as Shinki and Satori, and the previously mentioned Dayuse and Lily White. However, there are some characters that should never be used at all, especially in Lunatic difficulty, such as Eiki and Tewi. Build a good mix of attackers and supports for the best chances of success.
Tip 1. Play patiently. Play fast, die fast. That's the name of the game in Lunatic generally.
It's always a good idea to take your time and look at your enemies when you can. Enemy skills are different on Lunatic in most cases. For example, Berserk Utsu in Lunatic has 3 actions per turn. In comparison to Hard, Berserk Utsu only has 2 actions per turn. Enemies are also positioned much differently on Lunatic compared to other difficulties too, such as on stage 48 seen here. Therefore, you're going to need some new strategies to navigate these stages.
Save and load often too. You don't want your game to crash midway through a chapter, which the game does sometimes. It's always better than sorry. Additionally, you'll want the quick saves to quickly reload if you need to when RNG decides not to go in your favor. The game is almost designed for you to reset if things go poorly, so you might as well take advantage of it when you can.
And this is our short video on the top 5 tips in doing a Lunatic playthrough. We hope that these tips can help you succeed in any Lunatic run. Most of these work for hard mode as well, if you decide to go with that difficulty instead. Finishing up, once again, I'm Misuki.
And I'm Paper Ninja.
And thanks for watching our video. If you'd like to see more Fantasy Maiden Wars content, check out Paper Ninja as he does various guides, character analysis, and some challenge runs too. And if you'd like to see my playthrough of this game, I have it posted in my channel here. And see you guys in the next video.